Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let's introduce myself. My name is Nurrohmah Widiastuti and from the first semester I will present the journal titled The Use of Board Game in Teaching Speaking to Young Learners by Muhammad Arif Shakur. For introduction, in Indonesia, English is taught integrally to develop the language competence of the students. One of the most important things in teaching English as a foreign language is teaching speaking to the young learners. Speaking is considered as the most difficult skill students in learning English. Speaking is an oral skill which conveys meaning. The most important thing in the learning speaking is the motivation. The person who has the most important role to motivate the students is practicing English is the English teacher. To help the student improving their English skill, the teacher has to be more creative and creating the teacher and learning activities in the classroom. The teacher needs to create interesting activities in the classroom, such as games. Games are interesting motivation and emotion, and games can be very useful to be used in a child-centered classroom. The children will participate actively during the learning process. According to Morrison, board game has some characteristics. Players have to deal with some rules and lists. The players also have to make decisions and strive to be the winner of the game. Therefore, playing a board game will motivate the students to participate, communicate, and interact actively. From the articles and cases examined by researchers, it was shown that there are 5 principles in teaching speaking according to Brown. The first is focusing not only on fluency but also accuracy. It means the teacher has a duty to train the students not only to be fluent but also to be aware of the grammar used in speaking. The second is providing and applying techniques which motivate the students in learning speaking. It means that the teacher should be able to attract the students' interest and motivate them to speak using the target language. The third is providing appropriate feedback and correction. It means that the students will always get a feedback and correction of their performance from the teacher. Fourth is collaborating speaking and listening skill in teaching and learning process. And the last principle in teaching speaking is developing the speaking strategies to attract the students' interest and actively participate during the teaching and learning process. The teacher should develop the speaking strategies. According to Brown, also, there are 5 characteristics of young learners. The first is that young learners have short attention span. The second is that they are very active. The third is that they respond very well to praising. The fourth is that they enjoy the equation, which is learning while playing. Therefore, the teacher should use games as an essential part in the teaching and learning process. And the last is that they enjoy fantasy, imagination, and movement. And then board game enables learners to actively participate in teaching and learning process. The use of board game can help students to speak more during the lesson. It is known that board game has been a media for teaching and learning process since a long time ago. Teachers should make a preparation before implementing the board game in the teaching and learning process. The first step is preparing the materials based on the lesson topic. The second step is preparing the rule of the game. The third step is deciding the start and the finish box of the board game. The fourth step is deciding the route of the game. And the last step is writing the instruction or the rules of the game. In addition, the teacher needs to show the steps of how to play the game. Then, students will be divided into several groups. Each group will get a board game to play. And then, the advantages of teaching speaking to young learners using board game. Using board game in teaching speaking to young learners is motivating and challenging. It also helps students to actively use English to communicate. Speaking use board game brings a real-world context into the classroom and increases the use of English in a communicative and meaningful way. It improves the students' participation, confidence, interaction, and enthusiasm. Furthermore, using board game in teaching speaking is successfully improving the speaking skills of the students. Thanks from me. Thanks for your watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.